Welcome, everyone, to the Simple Mind to Space podcast. If you enjoy this type of content, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. This week, we're going to be exploring an idea that's had a significant impact on my life for a number of years now, even before I found financial freedom. It's called minimalism. I stumbled upon minimalism quite by accident. Looking back, I realized that I was actually practicing certain elements of minimalism even before I knew what it was. For example, I've always loved fragrances. When I was younger and still living at home, I was fascinated by the various scents and perfumes available. So when I started working and had my own money, I indulged in my passion and started buying colognes. At that time, I didn't have any real financial management skills. My spending habits were impulsive, and I often bought things simply because I enjoyed the act of buying. This was especially true with my cologne collection. I'd buy new fragrances on a whim, without much thought about whether I actually needed them or would use them. The result? A closet overflowing with cologne bottles, most of which were only used a handful of times. Looking back, I cringe at the sheer amount of space and money I wasted on my impulse buys. It wasn't just colognes either. The same pattern of impulsive buying and subsequent neglect extended to other items around my home. Electronics, gadgets, clothes, I had an abundance of everything, yet I rarely used most of them. They sat gathering dust, taking up valuable space, and serving as a constant reminder of my wasteful spending habits. This cycle continued for several years, until one day, I had a conversation with a friend that completely changed my perspective. My friend wasn't specifically talking about minimalism, but during our conversation, she used the word minimalism, and it sparked my curiosity. Intrigued, I started researching the concept, and the more I learned, the more it resonated with me. It was like a light bulb moment. I realized I was trapped in a cycle of consumerism, driven by external pressures to accumulate more and more possessions. Minimalism offered a way out, a philosophy focused on owning only what truly added value to my life. It was a radical departure from the consumerist mindset that had dominated my spending habits for so long, and I was immediately drawn to its simplicity and clarity. Over time, minimalism transformed more than just my spending habits. It became a guiding principle for my entire life, shaping my relationships, my work, and even my spirituality. It has been an ongoing journey, but one that has yielded immense benefits, both tangible and intangible. Minimalism has also had a profound impact on my journey towards financial independence. It's not a direct link in the sense that minimalism magically leads to financial freedom, but rather that it facilitates a shift in mindset that makes financial freedom more achievable. Before I adopted minimalism, I was constantly chasing the next purchase, thinking that a new gadget or a bigger house would make me happier. I was stuck in a cycle of earning and spending without any real sense of purpose or control over my finances. But minimalism helped me break free from that cycle. By focusing on what truly mattered, I was able to drastically reduce my expenses. I learned to differentiate between needs and wants, and to be more mindful of the impact my spending had on my financial goals. This newfound awareness and financial discipline played a crucial role in my ability to achieve financial independence. Minimalism freed up resources that I could then invest in assets that generated passive income. It allowed me to work less and focus more on my passions and purpose. So you might be asking, if minimalism is so great, what about consumerism? Isn't consumerism the engine of our economy? From a macro perspective, consumerism does play a vital role in driving economic growth. When people buy goods and services, it creates demand, which in turn stimulates production, job creation, and innovation. Governments often encourage consumer spending, especially during economic downturns, to help boost growth. However, looking at consumerism through the lens of personal well-being, the picture becomes more complicated. Many experts believe that consumerism can have a detrimental effect on individuals. Think about the role of advertising. Advertising is everywhere, constantly bombarding us with messages designed to create a sense of need for products we may not actually need or even want. These messages often prey on our insecurities, anxieties, and aspirations, leading to impulse purchases and a cycle of dissatisfaction. The rise of credit cards has also fueled consumerism. Instead of buying things only when we can afford them, Credit cards allow us to live beyond our means, accumulating debt that can take years to pay off. This can create a vicious cycle of financial stress and dependence on material possessions for a fleeting sense of happiness. Furthermore, consumerism often encourages a focus on material goods as a measure of success and happiness. This can lead to a constant comparison with others, a sense of inadequacy, and an insatiable desire for more. Instead of appreciating what we have, we become preoccupied with what we lack, creating a sense of perpetual dissatisfaction and emptiness. The negative consequences of consumerism are evident in the growing levels of personal debt and financial stress worldwide. For example, according to a 2021 report by the Federal Reserve, the average American household has over $6,000 in credit card debt alone. This doesn't even take into account other types of debt, such as student loans, car loans, and mortgages. The psychological impact of consumerism is harder to quantify, but equally concerning. People caught in the consumerist trap often feel a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction, despite owning more possessions than ever before. They find themselves working longer hours to pay off debt, sacrificing time with loved ones, and pursuing their passions. The movie The Matrix offers a powerful metaphor for the predicament of modern consumers. In the film, most humans are plugged into a simulated reality called the Matrix, unaware that their experiences are controlled by machines. They are content to live in this artificial world, consuming and working without ever questioning the nature of their existence. This isn't too far off from reality. Many of us are sleepwalking through life, consumed by the relentless pursuit of material possessions, unaware of the toll it takes on our well-being and happiness. Only a few wake up and see the reality of the situation, choosing to unplug from the matrix and seek a more meaningful existence. So how can we escape this seemingly inescapable cycle of endless consumption and dissatisfaction? In my opinion, two key principles can help. First, financial independence. Financial independence is about having enough passive income to cover your expenses, allowing you to work less or not at all. By achieving financial independence, you gain the freedom to make choices based on your values and passions rather than the dictates of a paycheck. You're less likely to be swayed by the siren song of advertising and consumerism because your well-being is no longer dependent on material possessions. Second, minimalism. Minimalism is a lifestyle that emphasizes owning less and living more intentionally. By focusing on what truly matters, you can free yourself from the clutter and distractions that consume your time and energy. Minimalism helps you appreciate what you already have, break the cycle of wanting more, and create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Let's start with a simple exercise. Open your closet and take a good look at your clothes. How many items have you bought but rarely wear? How much space is taken up by things you haven't touched in months or even years? There's a good chance you'll find a significant portion of your wardrobe consists of items you don't really use. It's not just clothes either. This phenomenon often extends to other areas of our lives, our homes, our garages, our digital spaces. This tendency to accumulate unused possessions is driven by consumerism. It's like a never-ending cycle of buying, accumulating, and neglecting. It's not just a matter of wasted money, though. The excess possessions we accumulate also take a toll on our mental and emotional well-being. A cluttered home can lead to a cluttered mind, creating a sense of overwhelm and anxiety. Minimalism offers a way out of this cycle. It's not about deprivation, but rather about intentionality. It's about being mindful of what we bring into our lives and letting go of what no longer serves us. It's about creating space for what truly matters, our relationships, our passions, our purpose. Now, let's talk about how minimalism helps break free from the consumerist trap. Take, for instance, the simple act of buying clothes. Before I embraced minimalism, I would buy clothes impulsively, often drawn in by sales or trends, without much thought about whether I really needed them or not. My closet was overflowing with clothes, yet I found myself wearing the same few outfits over and over again. After embracing minimalism, my approach to buying clothes completely changed. I became more mindful of my needs and preferences, focusing on quality over quantity. Instead of buying multiple cheap items, I invested in a few well-made, versatile pieces that I knew I would wear for years to come. This shift allowed me to streamline my wardrobe, saving both money and time. No more agonizing over what to wear each morning. Every item in my closet became a deliberate choice, reflecting my personal style and values. The same principle applies to other possessions as well. By being mindful of what I brought into my life, I was able to declutter my home, my digital space, and even my schedule. I learned to identify and eliminate distractions, creating more space for things that brought me joy and fulfillment. Now, this doesn't mean I stopped buying things altogether. I still make purchases, but I do so with more intentionality and awareness. I ask myself questions like, do I really need this? Will this item add value to my life? Is this purchase aligned with my financial goals? By slowing down my consumption and focusing on quality over quantity, I have not only saved money, but have also gained a deeper appreciation for the things I own. I no longer feel the need to constantly chase the next purchase because I am content with what I have. This shift in mindset has been liberating. It's like waking up from a dream, seeing the world with fresh eyes, and realizing that true happiness and fulfillment come from experiences, relationships, and personal growth, not from accumulating material possessions. Minimalism doesn't offer a quick fix or a magic formula for happiness. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery and refinement, a journey of letting go of what no longer serves us and embracing what truly matters. It's about living a life that is aligned with our values and passions, a life that is free from the shackles of consumerism and the pursuit of more. And that, my friends, is the true power of minimalism. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time.